I'm live. I am reading The Laird and the Lady. It is a novel by Joan Marshall Grant, the only novel she wrote, fictional. All her other 7 books were far memories, her previous incarnations. This one is a romantic story, or starts as a romantic story about a lady, and her name is, I always have to look after her name again, Marylda, with a Y, and a Rowan, and they met at this romantic French castle, but it is a story behind it, and we are now in the middle of this story, in the chapter number 5, entitled Facade. And my battery suddenly drained when I read this yesterday. So they're making up a story for Honorine, who is the lady who is in the house, looks after the house while the owners are not there. So, you appear to be gaining all the... She's speaking to herself here. You appear to be gaining all the less attractive habits of a wife, she said severely. You have invented stories to gain sympathy against your husband. Now you are rehearsing a typical scene of the confirmed nagger. If you go on like this, you will probably remain a spinster. This prospect now seemed appalling. Yesterday she had no intention of marrying anyone, but now her outlook had undergone a drastic change. You had better start learning not to be so bossy. It won't be easy after 2 years of acting the competent executive and much previous experience as the spoiled darling of what is usually described as café society. At least all the trouble of changing your name to Lovell so that you could have a chance of being a person instead of the owner of the black and soft millions hasn't been wasted. But to play safe, you had better maintain the deception until you are quite sure of him, for he might be too proud to marry an heiress. What shall your income be? What do people live on without being at all rich? $10,000? Or is that too much? You better have no income, only a little capital from which you have been spending. That will explain your clothes. Or shall your clothes be cast-offs from a cousin? There's something rather touching about being a poor relation. Now, that will involve more explanation. No, that will involve more explanations. I borrowed the name Lovell from Nanny, so she can be my aunt. Then I shan't get muddled if I have to talk about my background. I will give her a brother who can father me. I had better be an orphan. Which, after all, is quite true. There is no point in inventing unnecessary lies. What was my father? A soldier killed in the First World War? She giggled, hardly considering that I wasn't even born until 1924. Miss Lovell's niece, brought up in a cottage in Maine, wouldn't be able to speak French. How can I hide the English governesses and the dreary French mademoiselles who educated me with such determination? Father shall be a college professor. He taught languages. What college? One which is very obscure, though Rowan probably hasn't heard of any except Harvard and Yale, and possibly Princeton. Mother died of typhoid when I was 8. Father in 1943. Better stick to facts so far as possible. It now only remains to be decided whether I'm going to stay in bed until Rowan comes back, or if I should be discovered reclining languidly on the terrace. There is sure to be a terrace, probably with clematis as a background. My violet schiaparelli would look nice against clematis. Bother, I can't wear it until I can produce my keys. She went into the dressing room and inspected the Chateau's green suit, which Honorine had brought back after the doctor left. There was still a faint blood stain on the collar. She caught sight of herself in the long mirror. The improbable nightgown was definitely becoming. The decision had made itself. She would be wiser to stay in bed. So I do this chapter by chapter, so I stopped this here. Then we have chapter 6 coming, entitled Wanted on the Voyage. Today is Wednesday, the 8th of May, 2024.